Hey, I need your help with a play in one of my hunter games. My opponent has a 1/1 minion on the board, and the next turn he has 3 mana.
You guys are rough
I'm
today,
thinking
huh?
of playing Freezing Trap and Snipe.
You guys
What
are...
would you do?
you guys are rough today. Oh my god. So direct. But I have to face it, it's fine. I have to face it. Yeah, no, it's fine, guys. It's fine. So maybe because I see a lot of people asking questions or just having it here on, you guys ought to just hear it from me, huh? And I have to talk about it because I cannot pretend it didn't happen, like I can't. But you guys are really hard. Oh my god. Oh man, I knew today's stream was hard. No, but this was also the reason why I didn't want to stream last week. I mean, I was out of Blizzcon. I could have streamed. But I felt like I was not mentally prepared for it. Now I feel mentally at an okay stage. I mean, I still, like you guys know me as the happy person always streaming. Now I'm fine again, but it still hurts me a lot. But for me, what doesn't help is not talk about it. I want to be open about it, and because that's how I always stream. And so yeah, I also at this point now I want to face it, and I think I have to give it a place and not pretend it didn't happen. That doesn't work. So let's go back to BlizzCon. And what was going on is I practiced really hard actually for it. I practiced 2 weeks. I didn't stream and I practiced 2 weeks really hard. I played around 300 or 400 games just against Jason's, his decks. That was my first opponent. And I got so much support from everyone, from my team, from myself, but especially from the community. Like, you guys were so supportive to me, not just on the packs. Like, that was also something that I was like, you really feel getting honored about it, that so many people want to support you. But also about just the great words people were saying, like how much people were supporting me every time. It was insane. And that was amazing. But there was also a lot of pressure on the line. And I am used to play under pressure. I mean, I'm a high competitor and I always put a lot of pressure on myself. And this time I also felt quite some pressure from everything, because I was the guy that went to BlizzCon for the second time. I was the guy that, that was a high competitive player. Not everybody was, from the people that were there were not many people that competed already at quite a high level all the time, and I also put a lot of pressure on myself. I have been at the semi-finals of BlizzCon last year. How I have to put I need to have a high goal for myself again to get the best out of myself.
Don't feel so bad about it.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Not lose 4-0
I have to feel bad about it.
Warrior,
I have to feel bad about it, guys. You cannot talk it away. I have to feel bad about it, so that's fine. So yeah, I felt a lot of pressure, and I thought...
Did you chose this just to get packs? I think he intentionally fed.
I don't think so. I think he had a hard time. I think he tried as hard as he can. Like, one thing you cannot blame me on, and that is that I didn't do my best, because I really did my best. Even I didn't play good. Even I didn't play maybe good. I still did my best. That's something you cannot blame me on. But yeah, let's go back. And then I had to play my game, and I felt a lot of pressure, and I thought I could always handle pressure. I thought this one would also be fine. I mean, you have to find your own way to handle pressure, because it is a little rough sometimes, but I thought I could handle it with all the experience I had. But then I was playing, and it actually got to me a little, and somehow when I was playing the games, and that was not just the freezing, like everybody remembers the freezing trap play. I think I could have done like 20 things better. I don't even think this was the only thing. I think there was way more going on than just this freezing trap play. And it was because like when I was playing the games, I really had, against Jason, against Handsome Guy not so much, but against Jason I really had some kind of freeze going on in my brain that I just couldn't think. I just tried to think, but I just couldn't. And this was already going on from like the second game or something, where I played the first game against his warrior, for example, and I don't even know if he played 1 or 2 shield slams. And I was trying to think, and it just didn't work. Like, I tried to use my brain, but it felt like I had no brain. Something like, it's really hard to explain. It's really hard to explain. I never had this before, but it was going, and this was going on. So I really tried. In that series, I was really a little stressed. I was playing like with a little shaking hand. Even it was actually really strange. But okay, so the game went, and like the first game I really didn't had it too much, but then it came into me. It went into me, and the breaks were really killing me.
Okay,
the breaks were the most
being
painful
sad.
part.
If we wanted to watch some Cook be depressed, would go watch Wreckful.
No. That's another topic. I mean, I can go little on that also. I know what you mean, so I will go a little bit after that. But I first want to explain. So this was what was also really killing me were the breaks. I mean, you guys see a funny video of me doing an interview of my opponent, an interview. They have random funny stuff doing all the time. They have like some talk going on about the game, but I'm sitting there like 8 minutes. Like the average game is between 5 and 8 minutes, and they have like their funny commercials going on, but I'm sitting there super stressed out, and I have to like focus for 5 and 8 minutes, and these breaks were so killing. Like if I could go from game into game into game, I could keep my focus, but these breaks were really killing. And then so I went 1-0 up. There it was all fine, but how longer the series go, how more it got into me. All the pressure, all the breaks, all the games. It's really annoying to have an 8-minute break when you know when you misplayed a little. Because what are you doing in the 8 minutes break? You lose a game and you are like, what could I have done things differently? And you know you did something wrong. For example, when it really got to me is, I was 1-0 up. I played that game good. Then I played the Rogue against Warrior. I think I played that one really good.
I hope my money can lighten up your mood.
Where
to me, you are still my favorite group stage player.
Okay, that's a good one. But then I played the Rogue against Warrior. I think I played the Rogue against Warrior. But it's a really difficult matchup. His version is running Harrison. It's running Tink Master for my gadgets and Conceal. But this is the matchup I practiced the most. The Rogue against Warrior. And I really played this one really well. That game I played really well, I think. And then it was the Druid against Warrior. And I think the Druid against Warrior, I could have played better, but it was also a really rough game. It's a matchup a little favorite for me, and I really played it. This was also a matchup I practiced a lot, but it was really strange because at the bottom 3 cards I had double Giant and double Emperor. I think I could have done things better, but I really played the game towards where I could, at some point I could play my Giants for free, or I could put pressure on, but I just couldn't put pressure on because I had the double Giant and Emperor on the bottom. And this game really got to me, because I was like, okay, I had a really good starting end, everything went nice, but I lost it. And yes, I had like my big threats at the bottom, but then it really got to me. And then I lost another game with Druid where against the Zoo, I think, or something, where I couldn't do much. But it really got to me. I lost 3 games with Druid. And at that point, I felt a lot of pressure, stress. I was behind. It was all or nothing now. And then I played the Druid against Rogue when I was 3-2 behind. And I felt that one was... I think I played that one really strong still, where I had a lot of pressure going on. At some moment I could die, but I still sneaked the win in there, and that was really nice. And then it was 3-3. And now you guys want to know what happened, right? So, and then it was 3-3, but at this point it's like, wow, it's like, this is a really difficult point where it's like 3-3. You have the Hunter against Rogue left. It's a decent matchup for me, a little bit favored. And I feel so much stress. My brain is already half frozen. Like every game I really did my best. This is something you cannot blame me for. I did really my best. And I really had I couldn't think that clearly anymore. And I really had some kind of brain freeze going on. And then it's 3-3, and you're already like suffering all the time. and then you have this opening hand, and I just pray for a really good opening hand, and I feel I just got the best opening hand. I feel like, wow, I got this Huntress with so much secrets. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? So I'm playing the game, and I feel like I'm in the heaven or something at this point, because I was suffering for 6 games. I was just suffering, where I really tried to give everything I could. And then he plays turn 1, plays the buggler, whatever, I pass turn, he hero powers turn 2, and I'm like, okay, here I can go, and I just play my hunters with all the secrets.
You really help me out when I'm feeling down. And I like your opinion on how to deal with rough times. Thanks, my friend.
That's awesome.
How dare
you guys are hard, you know? You guys are really hard sometimes. Sometimes I feel you don't realize that I'm also a human, you know?
Twitch Therapy Couch, starring Rap God.
And humans have hearts, humans have emotions. Oh, but it's okay. This is exactly the reason why I didn't stream last week, because I will not be ready for these kinds of really, really hard messages. I will not be ready for it. Oh, so yeah, that was that, and then I just played my hand. I didn't think anything, like it was already really hard for me, but at that moment I played my hand. I really didn't think through. I thought I was too much with emotions at that point, and I just played my whole hand. And that is how the answer. I just didn't think it through. I think the freezing trap play was actually... People are blaming the freezing trap, but it's not even the freezing trap so much. It's the freezing with snipe. That was the thing. Because if I wouldn't have snipe on the board, but I had 3 other secrets, I think the play was fine, because I had double freezing. And I'm freezing the 1-1, but I can play another one again. I play it for free, what is insane. It was just a combination of freezing with snipe. I think I would have done the same play if there wouldn't be a snipe. I think I would have played freezing there. If it was a snake trap and not a snipe or something. It was the combination of the two. And you can also keep in mind that maybe Jason thinks it's not a snipe because of how the play went. But that's a totally different story. So yeah, like people even made, because it actually with double freezing, it was actually quite still in close call. It is just a snipe that is an insane card against rogue that I threw away. The freezing was not even that much. So yeah, and that was how it was. And one thing that I find really important to say from my side is, don't think that it didn't got to me, guys. Like the 3 days afterwards, I think Handsome Guy, when I played against Handsome Guy, I think I played solid Hearthstone. As much as I could, I gave a lot. But after I lost to Jason and after this really big misplay, I don't know, like I was mentally kind of broken. At this point, when this happens to you at BlizzCon, I was mentally, after that I lost this way against Jason, where he just outplayed me. Jason was actually playing really good. I think Jason was playing at that point in the group stage. I think he played the best out of all 16. But I lost, and that really broke me, because I threw the game at 3-3. It's clear, right? That broke me really. So but I had to play in 1.5 days. I had to play again. But I was mentally, like, how can I even call it? I was really broken at that point. So then I just had to, I didn't play in these 1.5 days. I decided to not play any Hearthstone. I mean, I had played 400 games against this deck, against Jason's deck. But I felt that I was mentally so bad that I really had to not touch the game for a moment. So what I did was I was running for... I started my day with running. I went for a sauna. I went some swimming. I went running again. I just had to clear up my mental state and not play the game, because I would only get this point. And then I played against Handsome Guy, and I think I played quite under the circumstances. Like, you guys don't know how... I was really like, I don't even know if I wanted to play the game against Handsome Guy at this point, because I was really weak at that point. So I'm actually quite proud how I still played the game against Handsome Guy. I think the games were really... I think I had some games that I don't even know. Like, it was so in some things really like... At the games against Handsome Guy, I looked it back and I think I actually played better than him. My lineup was also a little bit better than him, but he just had some games where I couldn't do much. He just... That game, I think where just how the draws also went. I think some games were so in the favor of him that the game was super rough for me. So yeah, that one I'm not even too sad about. It can happen that you get a series like this, and that's why I like that there was like you have double elimination, kind of.
Hey, I was gone for 2 weeks. How did you do at Blizzcon?
Not so good, my friend. Not so good. Sadly, went out in the group stage. But yeah, so, and then I was out of the tournament, and then, I mean, you can see it a little bit if people know me well. You can see that I'm still quite emotional about it, and it's something that I cannot forget. It's something that I have to give a place. I'm super honest here. Like, I don't have to do this, you know, guys. I don't have to be so open about it. Like, I don't think much people are so open about it as I am, but yeah, just see it as like somebody that goes to the Olympic and he prepares a year for it. Like, I really don't even know how people can handle it. But they practice a year for it. They sacrifice a whole year for that one time, the one time. And then you have to perform. And then you just make a mistake. You jump half a second too late. You start with running half a second too late. You do your practice game in the gym and you just fail from whatever you're trying, and then you go home, You practice something for 1 year, and then you just failed. And this is the feeling I had for 3 days. Really hard. I don't even know what I wanted. Like, I wanted to go home. I didn't want to go home.
Oh my dog, WEBS.
Like, everything I wanted to do had a double feeling. Like, even the things I wanted to sleep, I didn't want to sleep. I wanted to feel it, I didn't want to feel it. Like, everything about this, it were the worst 3 days of my life after I lost. I cried. I didn't want to cry. Like, all these things. Yes, guys. I hid social media for some hours because I was totally not ready to get all the messages from you. Even the supportive messages were too much. The hate messages were something I really wasn't ready for. So yeah, these 3 days were super rough for me. After the 3 days, like, I was super hard for myself these 3 days, but I needed to be hard for myself to live with it. I think these moments are, if you are a person like me that, I mean, some persons can maybe handle it really easy, but they are different than me. This is something I have to give a place. I have to live with it. It will be something that is always in my mind, so I can like pretend it never happened, but that is not how I can handle it. And yeah. So that was, these 3 days were hard for me. But then I also was like, after these 3 days, I tried to get a mindset of like, okay, this has happened, Thijs, and now it's time to get a little bit over it. And maybe you can be a little bit proud that you are here for the 2nd year in a row. That you are one of the 4 people that represents Europe. That you are twice European champion. Maybe you can be a little bit proud of yourself, and this time it just didn't work out. You can be hard for yourself, but you also have to try to get over it. And in this state I am still. Like, this is still the state I am in. Where I am, where I just try to get over it. Like, don't think, like, I don't even know, like, my days that I try to sleep. Like, the last 2 weeks of sleeping, like, I normally just sleep 8 hours a day or something, and I wake up. But now every time I wake up after 2 hours, I wake up again after 2 hours. I sleep less.
We are proud of you, Thijs.
And
it's
yeah,
an
just
amazing
a feeling.
achievement. You even made it to Blizzcon 2 years in a row. Less than 3.
So yeah. But yeah, now let me get a bit over the donations from the last 15 minutes. I wanted to fix my story, but you guys, like, Buy some happiness, donated $16. Okay, time to be sad. If we wanted to watch someone could be depressed, we will go watch your don't be so. Also, like, that's something that I try to say with.
Understand this is your career and income, but for us it's just a children card game. So
for me, it's way more, man. You cannot
judging.
But this is something that I think.
Effects occur in the order they've been played, just in case.
Like, this is something I think for Wreckful is still really hard to openly talk about the things, and for some people it also just doesn't work. Like, for me it works.
Hold your head up, dude. We love you.
Like, it's really, I actually totally get, for example, like, Wreckful. I really feel him sometimes, because you guys saw, like, sometimes you forget that we are humans, we have a lot of emotions, and some things are really hard to face sometimes, especially when they get thrown over every day into your face, multiple times. Like, it's not that we are having a wall here, and that that I am a wall, and that I don't feel emotions, or that I'm a robot.
Look on
like,
the
we are not
side,
having a
chaps.
robot stream
We got
here.
more packs than Thijs got wins, full head.
Power stands donated $20. Oh my god, guys, why do you doing this?
The difference between training for Olympia for 1-1 and then failing, compared to training for Hearthstone and failing at Blizzcon, is that you can't fail at Olympia simply because of bad luck, while in Hearthstone you can LUL, children's card game LUL.
Yeah, but the feeling is.
Even if
I
you
agree.
would have been kicked out,
I agree in some way, but I think I had a similar feeling,
and I still would have supported you.
I think I had a similar feeling.
I got 2 golden epics from my pack field.
Wow. No, but I think the feeling was a little bit the same, but for me it was even less. Because I had for sure a similar feeling. I was disappointed in myself, disappointed for everyone that supported me, but my feeling was probably even less than the average Olympicer. So I'm like, how the hell can you handle this? How the hell do you handle this kind of situation? Like, I don't even know how these, like, I mean, they have a lot of, like, people helping them, probably mentally, and they get trained even way more. But I'm like, how can you handle this? This is not possible for a human to handle. That was my feeling at that point. Now, I'm trying to live with it. I guess you also need some recover time. Like, I am recovered well enough now to stream, to show myself on stream again. But yeah, now I totally understand why some people need half a year for this.
And I know you already know this, but
because you will never forget this.
Hearthstone is a rough 50/50ths of skill in RNG. Reaching Blizzcon 2 years in a row is already out of the ordinary. Statistically, it shouldn't even be possible with all the competitors. Keep IT up.
Yeah, but Power Stance says I'm very proud on how much you accomplished. Thank you for being the best streamer. You really helped me out of the feeling down, and I like your opinion on how to deal with rough times. Thanks, my friend. Yeah, and this is why I also want to talk about it on stream. Like, some people, you know, are maybe like you don't have to talk about it, but I want to be super open about it. You guys have questions, you guys have messages about it, and I want to explain them. I don't want to, like, hide them away. This is the way I also have to handle it myself. So I really want to be open about it, and if it gives you a little bit inspiration on how to deal with rough times, then I'm super happy about that. And then I also realize how important it is to just be open about it. So it's fine. This is how I am. So traps, how do hunter traps work? Yeah, that is you are. How do hunter traps work? Thinking you are really just think about it a second time before you do a message like this, because this is really really hard what you're doing here. Anonymous,
just
welcome to
more
Twitch Therapy. Yeah.
Your speech, Thijs. Sorry, please continue. Cool story, Bob. Talkstone, cool story, Bob.
No matter what happened, Thijs, we're proud of you. It's still an amazing achievement. You even made it to BlizzCon 2 years ago, 2 years in a row. Yeah, it is. And I should be a little bit proud of it maybe more often. Like in that way, I'm also hard to myself. For me, I don't think I realize actually at this point that I became 2 times European champion. I don't realize the thing of that achievement, I think. Especially the second time. The first time I did. The second time I did not that much. Even if you knew you would have been kicked out, I still would have picked you. You are my favorite player and I still would have supported you also. I got 2 golden epics. That's sick. But that is really what also cheered me up the most. Like, the true supporters. The diehards. The people that, like, even when I lost were so supportive. Like, that really cheered me up a lot. That meant a lot to me. That really meant a lot to me. Just one more interruption of your speech, or yeah. Nah, it's fine. Like, people, you guys want to have it explained. I want to explain it. So, I want to be open about it. You can handle it, just it takes time. 1 year you will have been far better feeling. I don't know, man. I really have to give this a place. Like, it's something that I will never forget what happened. This I will never forget in my life. It will always be. Some mornings I will wake up and I'm like, man, I'm so sad about myself. This happened at that time. It will be happening. But yeah, thanks everybody so much. Also so much new subs. I really wanted to finish my story, so that's why I didn't thank you all. But that was also an amazing part about BlizzCon, that you can meet so many people. Also met some subs. One of the subs I met, Stoyles, made it all to BlizzCon. It was awesome to meet you there, man. Hope you enjoyed it a lot. You're a great person and I will see you next time. Let's do that.